guys, welcome to Gusto Reactions once again. Thank you so much for always liking, sharing, subscribing, telling everyone about what we do right here at Gusto TV. I've got the man Lala right here today again to talk about none other than the OBO, the baddest himself, Davido.
Yeah.
Now in 2011, there's been there was a new wave. I mean, where we have legends like the Tubaba, P Square, the Banj, you know. Well, the Olumen guys as well were doing their thing as well at that time. But of course, a lot of people have been saying these guys are quite, big guys, old in a way, young but not as young. And then a new wave started with the whole Wizkid. We've got Wizkid who came with EME skills as well at that time. And of course, we had Olamide, and then a certain guy who owned a studio in Atlanta, and of course was bringing artists to his studio, and he said, oh, when he met the band for the first time, he thought he had met Jesus at that time. And those are the guys that inspired him to actually go into music. Davido came through to the Nigerian music scene as a producer, and then produced his own very first single. On that one, what's the name again? Back When, yes, you were on the beats is Davido. That's the thing. Now, Davido came through with Back When at that time, 2011. And brother, ever since that time till this moment that we're talking, Davido has seen, and we have seen, an upward trajectory of that Davido profile of his career and everything. Yes, a lot of ups and downs have been, there. He's seen the bad, he's seen the good, he's seen the ugly. But of course, a lot of fans also will say, oh, my OBO is the GOAT. The greatest of all time. Oh, while I've already get OBO as GOAT, I don't stand nonsense, I don't stand this, I don't stand rubbish. Davido is who I stand, and I stand the greatest of all time. A lot of debate has been going on, Lala, about Davido's influence on the Niger pop culture. Can this guy, David Adeleke, be regarded as a legend?
Well, not to speed it that early, my thoughts on it. I just want to highlight from my perspective,
high point of his career.
High point of his career. Like you said, it started off with Back When.
Yeah, need to see on that one.
It was quite unknown at that time, and then he did what he had to do, get a top rapper on board, did what he had to do with the song, shot a video by Clarence. Clarence was not cheap or was not small boy at that time. Clarence was hot that period as well, and kudos to Clarence because he's been so long in the game, and to this very moment he
still does things.
He still does things. So then came with his smash hit of Davido, and I mean, since Back When, Davido, like you said, there's been an upward trajectory on the way, and I don't think there's ever been a downward trajectory till this very day, because from then he's gone from step to step, level to level, till he got signed to Sony, where he dropped his EP. Okay, maybe you can call
Son of Mercy.
You call that a
downward turn,
a step down. But then he stuck to his guts and everything, and was able to now deliver one of his biggest songs in his career, If and Fall.
Yeah, If and Fall,
around the same period. So Davido, for me, perhaps yes, he was motivated by some of the current guys. I mean, some of the big guys at that time, like I said, Davido. But then right now, he's playing that part of motivating
other guys,
the other guys, the young ones, and he's also having structure in place, putting plans in place, and also pushing new artists. He's done that with Mayokon, as we see right now. Tried to do it Dremo, maybe not as successful as Mayokon, but he's doing Is Dremo as successful as Mayokon?
I wouldn't know, but
you just want long matter. Maybe we'll not deviate from the topic. So then he's doing the same with Peruzzi, and he has two other artists on board who's trying to do the same and Leah, who's trying to do the same thing with. So Davido, for me, his legendary status as it is right now. I think it's settled. It's settled. It got settled after the success of If and Fall, and dropping a good time, doing all the numbers, getting billion streams on Spotify. And that's what has sealed his legendary status now in the game.
Okay, so now let's go to Davido, being a legend as an artist. Now, in terms of Davido's influence on his artist and other artists, how would you rate the success so far from the days of Davido till now?
Well, the guys who are not close to the label, they may feel, oh, my manager. But the guys who are close to him, the artists that are close to him, you can see their influences. Like even Zlatan, like he was able to provide assistance financially at some point to some of these guys. Even the way he went about signing these guys, we said several times, Davido has ears for good music. And good sound. Look at the way he signed Miracle, for example. Just hit him up on Instagram. Oh, I like your stuff. The guy did not believe what was going on. But he just saw the guy on Instagram, approached him, signed him up. Before they now started talking about maybe songwriting or things like that. But then he was able to nurture a Miracle. I mean, because he gave them such a free hand. They were able to be it themselves. They were not hampered in any way. The label structure for DMW is so open. Like there's really not much that they do to hinder your progress. In fact, they give you the creative freedom. They give you the freedom to be creative under DMW. So that really helped. Miracle, that really helped. He says he runs his label like a family. So he's treated that label as a family, and he's been able to nurture talents like Miracle, who people are now saying is Artist of the Year 2020. So yeah. Okay.
Davido as an artist is someone who is very big on getting songwriters.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people actually feel that you don't call yourself a legend or a complete artist if you can't write your own songs by yourself. Now, Lala, do you think that Davido using songwriters is a bit of a taint on his image as a legend?
Well, some people might consider that. I mean, partially, yes, you can say it's. I mean, it calls into question his ability, his full ability as an artist. But we know that yes, he is able to write songs. We've seen Davido. That's totally Davido. But maybe perhaps songs like Davido right now may not bang as they bang those years. So, but then using songwriters like we've seen all over the world is not a bad thing, particularly. Although people would want him to see Davido as write his own songs and also sing and voice his own songs. People want to see that, but then if he decides not to do it, it's still by world standard, it's not a bad thing. It's just by local standards, people feel, oh, you're not a complete artist until you can write your own music. But by world standard, if he stuck to his gut and say, oh, he wants to really be singing his own song that he wrote, there will not be if it's one of his biggest songs ever in his career. So he can't say for a fact he needs to always just sing his own song or write his own lyrics to deliver his own content. But now, using songwriters has worked for him massively well, and he will continue to do so. I don't think he's going to stop anytime soon.
But a lot of people have said, oh, Wizkid writes his songs by himself and everything, so Davido should try to write his songs and all of that. I personally also do not think that it taints whether he's a legend or not. Having people to write his songs for him does not do that. But then let's go to Davido's handling of his label as a record label boss. How well has he done?
Well, I mean, this is no secret that a lot of people have said this already, that Davido's record label is more of a charity than an actual label, because there's a lot of things that goes down in DMW that on other labels, label bosses will frown at. I mean, I don't think any sort of remittances goes from any of these artists back to the label. Davido just wants to push the guys, wants them to be successful. I don't think there's any sort of obligation to make payments or to return anything back or do anything for their own. Is just use the platform for your good and be successful at it. That's the model they've run by. So perhaps we can't judge him being a label boss and say, "Whoa, he's run a label successfully," because he didn't run the label like a business. He ran it like it was a family. He run the label like he was family. So it's not something that makes profits or money for him, because he's loaded. He doesn't really need money from the label.
Ala, you talked about Davido status as a legend being confirmed during the times of If and Fall. But I want to ask you, at that time Davido only had one album and two major singles. At that time, can you really say that Davido has confirmed his legendary status?
Well, what confirmed his legendary status is before the If and Fall, he had hits before, which had stylishly crossed over to the UK. He had Skelewu, video shot in the UK, and song was massive at that period. So he was on the rise rapidly around that period, and by the time he had If and For, and those songs were able to do the sort of numbers they did, thanks to the resources of Sony. So around that period, the fact that those songs did as much as they did, getting recognized all over the world, doing things no other artist has done, that's more reason enough. That's more than enough reason to say, oh man, this guy has really reached a new height, regardless whether he had one album or not. But then again, look at it. Since that time, he's had 2 other albums. So what else are we talking about?
Okay, well, I mean, you said it all. Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, shout out to all of these guys. But then talking about Davido in terms of collaborations ever since in his career, you know, how are we going to score David on this one?
I think he was scoring well. Much earlier in his career, his first song was a collaboration with Night C.
Yeah.
Then he's had, if you think about it well, he's had collaborations with what's this guy's name? One Town, which was partly responsible for Ronstar's rise to stardom.
Yeah, I agree.
He's had collaborations with MC Galaxy. MC Galaxy was a dancer. He was dancing in
that was MC Galaxy's major, even Diamond Platinums as well.
Platinums, getting Diamond Platinums to be in Nigerian market. You could point.
I agree.
You could point to Davido for that.
Totally agree.
So in terms of collaborations, from time immemorial, the guy has always been killing collaborations. These days, you might think, oh, he's trying to jump on songs that are trending, but he has the track record of always appearing on even people we don't know their songs. I mean, appearing on their records and making them more popular. But these days, it looks like it's something that he just wants to be on the trending song and things like that. But then the past songs, the past collaborations, they don't tell that story. I mean, the current story we're saying about him. So yeah, in terms of collaborations, he's dope. He's done several collaborations with virtually almost a lot of artists. So even right now, Umu Bidigbo and Larry Gaga, Larry Gaga at least twice. Jumped on Olakira's song, Olamide,
Money, quite a whole lot.
Quite a whole lot. So yeah, Davido in terms of collaborations is up there.
He's up there. I mean, internationally as well, he's done quite a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, I had this argument one time. I'm not sure, was it with you? I was saying which Nigerian artist is bagging the most collaborations in 2020 or maybe 2019. I for one thought, oh, it's Burna Boy. But in terms of the songs that are doing numbers, it's Burna Boy. But in terms of actual numbers of collaborations out of the country, it's actually Davido. If you look at his catalog, you see a lot of collaborations with Davido with foreign artists. So Burna Boy is taking a step right now, but then Davido has been doing that for time.
Okay, now Davido as a philanthropist, someone who gives, someone who always like to dole out the money all the time to his daughters, to people around him. How well has he done right from 2011 till now?
Well, we've always seen him to be a generous person. As with his family, the Adelekes, I mean, they say in Oshu State that those guys, they do a lot for the community. So the way his family has been when it comes to generosity, Davido has been that kind of person
as well.
I mean, there was a point where it was like Davido would just wake up, hey, you, 1 million for you. Hey, you, 1 million for you.
Rolex watches.
Oh, you draw my tattoo, oh, 1 million for you. He was just on the rampage.
He gave the boy 1 million naira as well. The Ayo Africa, the guy that drew him and Wizkid.
$1
million naira.
$1 million naira.
Yes.
So Davido, in terms of money, he doesn't necessarily have to make the money with his music. The guy is loaded. His family is loaded, and he's generous with it. So I think that drew a lot of people around him, and he takes them seriously, like a lot of his peers. Most of these guys were just street guys who are not doing anything. Right now, some of them are label owners, some of them have the businesses going through. So generosity is A1 for him. A1
for Davido on generosity. Before we go, Lala, what would you say has been the biggest occurrence or the biggest moment of Davido's career, and of course the lowest moment of Davido's career?
The biggest moment for me, I think the success of If and For, those were the biggest moments for Davido in his career. Not even the day the time he got signed. The awards, BT Award, Mama Awards, the Headies. Those were also as a result of these songs. Oh, true. Yeah, as a result of these songs. So his lowest moment, I think the lowest moment has to be the password issue with Gobe. it could be, but he rose above that sharply. I don't want to go into personal and say, oh, maybe the baby mama this, baby mama that.
Yeah.
But then he was able to turn those things around, like the baby mother with Sophia Mamadou. He went ahead to jump on the Humble Smith song.
Yeah.
Made the song a hit. So Davido's lowest moment, because there was nothing he could do with that. I mean, that really burned him.
Mr. Dilly, na my boy, Dilly, na my boy.
So the song with Password, that really burned him. There was nothing he could have done. And
he was young and naive at that time.
Yeah, he was young and naive, but he was smart with it. If you watch that interview that you did, he was talking publishing. Like still to today, a lot of Nigerian artists don't know what publishing is. But Davido at what, 22, 21, already knew what publishing was.
Yeah.
So he's smart. He's smart with it, and he got burnt, but then he was able to respond.
6 years ago.
Yeah, he was able to respond with Skelewu. So
yes.
Shout out to Davido.
Shout out to Davido on that one. So Lala, David Adedeji Adeleke, legend or not?
I think you could call him a legend. He's a living legend right now.
Whoa.
Him. I don't know which other videos have been done, but this is my first. This is not my first legendary video. I've done Olamide. I've done. Who else did I did?
You didn't know Olamide actually. I don't think you've done any other person.
So, he alongside Olamide, legendary status.
Legend sealed.
Lala said so.
Lala says so. Yes, Davido, legend, confirmed legend, living legend, according to Lala. How about Wizkid? We did Wizkid, and Damikpe actually had his opinion on whether Wizkid is a legend or not. So for you,
what did Wizkid say?
I will tell you. I don't want that one to change your.
No, it won't change my mind.
You tell me that I will tell you what I'm saying.
No, it's if I can call Davido a Wizkid.
If you can call Davido a legend.
A legend. Why would I say Wizkid is not? Wizkid had done even more. Had been in the industry more years than.
So is Wizkid a legend or not for you?
Of course, to me, yes.
Yes. What's yes?
I don't know what.
Damikpe said, with no doubt, you can take it to the bank. Wizkid is a legend.
Then it's correct. Then
it's correct. Wizkid is a legend.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, we're back to Davido on this one. Like I said, Davido is a living legend. Of course, shout out to Wizkid, Olamide, and the rest of the guys who are doing Nigerian music. Really, really proud. We love you guys. I want you to please continue to do what you do for the sake of the Afrobeat culture. Yes, guys, thank you so much for always liking, sharing, subscribing, telling your friends about what you do right here at Gusto TV. We'd like to hear from you. Is Davido a legend or not? If you say he's a legend, how legendary is this guy? If you say he's not, then tell us why you think he's not a legend. Yes, guys, I will be here to respond to every one of you. We love you, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.